Hey everybody, I just want to have a dance party because guess what? I am celebrating 2 years since I started the sugar and flour free lifestyle. I'm Erin Hart. I'm a registered nurse health coach that helps people to achieve extraordinary success with sustainable weight loss by adopting a sugar and flour free lifestyle. In today's video, I want to celebrate with you and to share all of the benefits and the wins I've experienced because of my decision to give up sugar and flour. And this is not to brag or anything. I am not special. If I can do this, so can you. You can experience this too, and that is why I'm shooting this video. If you're struggling, I want to give you hope and to inspire you to commit to your health and to join me. So I'm going to highlight how giving up sugar and flour has positively benefited my life, and to share with you some of the non-scale victories that have resulted from living sugar and flour free. Most of you know my story, but if you're new to my channel, I used to be 284 pounds. Technically, my highest weight was 306 pounds when I delivered my third baby girl, but my weight settled out at 284. And this was only 2 years ago. Sometimes it feels like a lifetime ago, but I still remember what it was like to live in a body that was class 3 morbidly obese. I had 3 kids and I was tired all of the time. I felt guilty for not wanting to play with my kids because I just didn't have the energy to. When my baby would drop a toy on the ground, I would just feel dread at the thought of having to bend over and pick it up. And I isolated myself from friends and past acquaintances because I was just so embarrassed that I'd gained so much weight. And I never wanted to be introduced to my husband's friends because I was ashamed of my body. I am a registered nurse and I dealt with a lot of stress from working in the ICU, and I would eat large amounts of food every night to feel better instead of facing my emotions. I got to the point where I didn't recognize myself in the mirror anymore, and I felt out of control around food. I felt powerless to change my habits, even though I knew that it would lead to a life of disability, diet-related diseases, and early death. So it's hard for me to be vulnerable and to share my story. I'm actually really private, but I do it because I know that I'm not alone. And that if you're watching this video, you may have experienced your own struggles with food and with your weight. I can relate with you. I know it's hard and how frustrating it feels when you put so much effort into fad diets and gimmicks, only to regain all of your weight back and more. But this is a story of hope, and I prayed for years to find a solution. I prayed for years for God to help me, and He did. In October of 2020, I was at my rock bottom in terms of my physical health, and I was desperate to change. But I didn't want a fad or a gimmick. I wanted this to be the last time that I lost weight. I wanted a permanent solution to this issue that I had struggled with for most of my life. And that's when I chose to adopt a sugar and flour free lifestyle. The book Brightline Eating by Susan Peirce Thompson introduced me to the idea of living sugar and flour free, and I'm so grateful for Susan for the impact that she's had on so many people. You know, I'm not affiliated with or endorsed by Brightline Eating, but that book did change my life. I've since lost 125 pounds, and I've maintained that weight loss for over a year. And it wasn't always easy, but very early on, I started to notice all of the benefits and the non-scale victories. After I went through the initial detox that usually lasts less than a week, it was amazing. I almost immediately stopped having cravings for sugar and flour after only a couple of weeks. And I stopped binging, and I started to feel control around food. So I didn't feel dictated by food thoughts or strong cravings anymore. After a month or two, after figuring out the best times for my meals, and when I learned to deal with my emotional eating, my hunger almost completely went away. and I started to feel really satisfied with my food. I stopped thinking about food so much in between my meals, and I could just focus on more important things like my family, hobbies, my responsibilities at home and at my job, and my dreams. Now, I have always taken care of those things in the past, but it was often at the expense of my own health and well-being. And as a caregiver, we often put our own needs on the back burner. I found that by putting my needs first, physically, emotionally, and mentally, I had more capacity to give, to serve, and to help others. I am so grateful that the weight loss what happened quickly for me. I followed my program with exactness, and I made very few exceptions, and it brought me so much peace. I ate an abundance of whole, real food and still was able to lose weight without suffering through it like I had with other dieting attempts. I really found that completely abstaining from sugar and flour was so much easier for me mentally than trying to moderate it. After a few months, I really found that I was starting to feel like a new person in every way. I felt more of a connection with God. I felt less joint pain, more energy, more confidence, and I started becoming active in Facebook groups, and I got a lot of support and new friends on social media. I was smiling more, and my mood felt stable. Sugar is a depressant, and it was amazing to see the change in me after only a few months of giving it up. My clothes were fitting better. My skin was more clear, and I had a healthy glow. And a surprising Nonscale victory was that my teeth were whiter. So I looked back in my journal when preparing for this video, and I was reminded about all of the Nonscale victories that I wrote down that were so significant to me at that time. After only a few weeks or months, I could sit comfortably on the ground. My kids could wrap their arms around me. I was saving money on food. I could hold my kids on my lap at church, before my stomach was too big and they didn't fit on my lap. One of the most amazing non-scale victories is that my family and my friends started to follow me, and they've also transformed. My brother lost 90 pounds, and because he saw my success, and between my parents, my siblings, and me, we lost more than 350 pounds combined. My kids were making healthier choices. I fit and could crawl into bed with my little girls to read them books at night. I could run up the stairs. I remember looking in the mirror and wondering what that was on my face one morning, only to discover it was a cheekbone. I seriously thought I had dirt on my face or something, but it was the shadow of my cheekbone. So I kept a long list in my journal of all of my non-scale victories and for those first few months. And it's really fun to look back and to remember. Getting to my goal weight and transitioning to maintenance felt miraculous to me. I had tried and failed at so many diets in the past, but I finally found something that was healthy, that worked, and was sustainable. Going to the doctor after a year of this lifestyle, a year ago, after I had achieved my goal, that was so fun. My doctor was ecstatic because she knew how many years I had tried to change my health without success. My labs and my vital signs all improved. My risk for diet-related diseases dramatically decreased, and that was the best doctor's visit. When I started the transition to maintenance and I started adding in food to help me to slow and eventually stop losing weight in my goal weight range, I was blown away at how much energy I felt. I mean, I would wake up at 5 a.m. just feeling so much energy and drive. I had never experienced that before. This lifestyle has made a huge impact on my life and on the lives of those in my world. This past year in my business, first I started a business, and I've helped dozens of people to achieve peace with their food and freedom from cravings. I now coach people on how to live sugar and flour free by following the food addiction recovery plan, which is widely used in the food addiction recovery world. It's such a privilege to be a part of other people's transformations and to go through it with them. And there are so many, countless non-scale victories. I can now ski with my family. I can summit mountains. I have dance parties in the kitchen with my kids after dinner, and I am able to model that healthy behavior for them around food. I feel happy and confident. I'm free from cravings and peaceful around food. My journey has not been a straight line to success. I've had a lot of bumps in the road and I've made a lot of mistakes. But I found that the key to success is overcoming the all or nothing mentality and learning from our mistakes, adjusting our strategy, and then being unstoppable. It is about constant, quick course correction. I am not special. You can do this too. You can achieve your health goals. I teach my clients that to achieve extraordinary results with weight loss, we need to focus on mastering your mindset, developing a winning strategy, and consistently executing your plan. You don't have to count calories. You don't have to starve yourself to lose weight or exercise a ton. I lost weight and I coach others to follow a simple, customizable, healthy meal plan. We eat a variety of every food group and an abundance of fruits and vegetables. It's delicious, it's healthy, sustainable, and again, customizable. My clients are seeing amazing results. Like if you are someone who is struggling with their weight loss program, check out my website at erinharthealthcoaching.com to learn more about what I offer and sign up for a free no obligation coaching call. I really look forward to meeting you and I will talk to you soon. So just know that I'm cheering you on with your goals. I hope that you have a great day.